What's up, YouTube? Thanks for watching Coddiwomple Overland. On this episode, we're going to continue our adventure at LBL. We woke up on day 2 at Persimmon Beach. The view was incredible, but it was a little noisier than the last campsite. A lot had to do with the boats, but it was pretty cool to see the different type of boats on the lake. We took our time enjoying this location and continuing to get to know our new friends and tell stories. It wasn't long before breakfast was on the stove. After breakfast, it was time to pack up and set out on another day's adventure. We didn't have any planned itinerary or even really a direction that we wanted to go. We just decided to hit whatever trail suited our fancy at the particular time. It didn't take long to start seeing really cool things to stop and take a look at. The 100 trails can be anything from dirt to gravel, but they're all very well maintained. The 200 roads are similar to the 100s, but just a little less maintenance. We did come across a few small water crossings. Nothing major though. There hadn't been much rain for the last few weeks. Everything was extremely dry. There are all kinds of interesting things to stop and check out on LBL. This particular area is an old iron ore furnace. We started getting into some 300 roads. These started showing a little bit more promise and a little bit more challenge. This trail here had a lot of huge trees that had been blown down in the last couple months, obviously from straight line winds. They were all laying down in the same direction. We looked at this map earlier in the day and thought that might be a potential campsite. Didn't quite make it there with the Jeeps though, with all the trees down. It was then time for lunch with Chef Kelly at the helm. Yes.
And this is, what did we determine here?
And after lunch, it was time for more adventure. And just like yesterday, right after lunch, it was time to go across the bridge, find some ice. This time we went across the East Bridge. We're really going to have to step up our cooler game. Somebody let us know in the comments below what you use. With all the dry weather, the trail maintenance crews sure picked a good time to dress a few things up. By this time of day, we had wandered over near Wrangler's horse camp. Keep in mind when you see horses on the trail to stop, turn off your engine and speak to them when they come by. They don't know what you are, and it's just good courtesy.
Yeah. Good, how about yourself?
By now it was getting later in the afternoon. It was time to start looking for a campsite. What we found was it was Saturday afternoon and more of the easy access campsites were taken. As Kelly talked about before, there are cemeteries all over LBL. This one really caught our eyes interesting, as it had what we learned later was called a grave house on it. I'm not sure where the origin came from, but it was interesting to look at. We also took several minutes here to pay our respects. We decided to head down this 300 road. It looked a little less used and was a little longer than most trails, but it led out to the lake. We hope to find a promising campsite here. And as luck would have it, we found a nice little campsite at the end of this road. Pretty cool view of the lake, and it was nice and quiet. Wasn't long at all before it was dinner time.
Bag got rested.
So Saturday night's entertainment, the girls chasing frogs.
Look at him. So cute. Look how little this one is. I know. He's a little one. Yeah, I was sitting there and I was like, oh, there it goes. I thought I seen lights. Ooh, good eyes. Is that the same one? Oh, there's another one. Look, they're all over the place. Yeah. Look at them. Little dad anyway. They're everywhere. See, you need to put potatoes out there.
So here's the thing.
What?
Either since there's so many frogs here,
Yeah.
there's not any snakes, or there's a bunch of snakes here because it's a real food healthy environment.
Well, we walked all through the marshiness and we didn't see no snakes.
Look
Okay.
at him. He is the cutest little
little.
dog.
Look at that one. That's a big one.
Yes,
There was
yeah,
some
it's a
over
big
there.
mama one.
There's a tree frog somewhere.
Mike, you want one?
It peed on me. Yeah.
I don't think it's true about
So what are we doing for camp entertainment tonight?
this. Is the.
We're playing with the frogs.
I didn't know he was big.
Yeah, look at them. They're so cute. See that one?
That's the cutest one. He's so small. Where's that thing?
So other entertainment for the evening was what appeared to be a search boat passing by.
So the reason we're up at 4 o'clock in the morning and packed up and on our way out of here is because we've got some pretty major storms coming at us.
It's already a tree down.
Yeah, there's already a tree down. We woke up this morning, heard rain, checked the radar like responsible campers, and realized there was a whole lot of strong storms coming at us. So we packed up as quick as we could and got out of there. Normally it wouldn't be a great big deal, but Kelly, is this where you were tied at? But we were downhill about a quarter of a mile and it was kind of steep. There were some places getting back in here that could have been pretty bad if it was real wet. So we're getting out while we can. Kelly, you on here?
That was a hole.
Good morning, campers. It's your friendly neighborhood host. We do have a little break in the rain. However, it's not over. The worst is yet to come.
Summer camp ever.
Oh, well, that. Second band.
Well, we don't have to worry about eating dust today.
She opened up the radar. It was nothing but yellow and orange and red and storm tracks coming our way.
Oh, it's a damn good thing you were vigilant, because, yeah, they're coming up that hill after a little more rain would have sucked.
Yeah, I was worried about them deep ruts. And it is now 4:27. Go, go, go. I want to see them.
Yes, there are. Did you get a picture or video of that?
Apparently wild boar is a growing problem within LBL.
Beside us?
We later found on a sign, if you see any of these, you're supposed to tell the authorities where they're at so they can go eradicate them. We finally found a suitable shelter to hang out and wait for the rain to go away. After breakfast, it was clear that it wasn't going to stop raining for a while. Mike and Laura decided to go on home. Deb, Kelly, and I decided to stay a little bit longer and see what else we could find.
So after all the rain, we came across this family who have slid off the road. So Kelly's gonna winch them out real quick so we can get them back on their way.
Oh.
After helping that family with their adventure, it was time to start finding some adventure on our own. The 300 trails that were not too bad yesterday had gotten very slick today.
Kind of all I can do.
Go up this way, that's bad.
Well,
I'm worried about Kelly there.
alright, so let's stop right here and just evaluate.
At this point, we were at a downhill with huge ruts in it. We weren't sure if we got down into there and needed to turn around that we could get back out. We decided to cut our losses here, turn around and head back out, try to find another trail.
Tell him to watch that hole on the left side.
Our next stop was Hotel California. It is one of the many hidden gems located within LBL. This particular place was built by a riverboat captain named Grover Marler. Mr. Marler was forced to move off of the property and surrender his house when it became a regional recreation area. Yep. The rest of the afternoon was spent exploring 100 and 200 roads, as the 300 roads had just gotten too wet and slick. It was getting later in the afternoon. The vehicles were pretty muddy. It was time to find a car wash and head back home. After dropping $20 or so of coins in Hurricane Bay and washing off most of the mud, it was time to make our way home. We spent the better part of 4 days at LBL. I don't think we've covered near half of it. We're definitely going to make another trip. If you're interested in our tracks and waypoints from this trip, I'll put them on our Facebook page. Thanks again for watching Coddiwomple Overland. Remember, like, share, and subscribe, and leave us a comment below and tell us what you thought.